How'd you get so fucked up?
How do you like it at the mill, Fritz? Gotta be better than the mines.
It's worse here than at Skalitz. There you could disappear without anyone noticing. But here...
But why would you want to disappear? Nimoy isn't here.
No, he's not. But the local foreman is an even bigger ass.
I'm not sure that's possible.
You better believe it. I'd like to pay him back for everything and drown him in the river.
Drown him? What's he done to you?
It was the first or the second day here. We had a disagreement and I told him off. And then, all of a sudden, we're fighting and that fucker just throws me in the river. I nearly drowned.
Well, how did you get out? I thought you couldn't swim.
I can't. They pulled me out. I was up to my waist in water.
I see. Well, I'd be pretty fucking angry too. So you want to pay him back?
Exactly. I don't give a shit about anything around here, but that bastard's in need of a good trouncing.
What about the others at the mill? Are they awful as well?
The miller's an old fool. He believes every word that comes out of Thomas's mouth. It's hopeless. And then there's the miller's daughter. She's a pretty lass, and kind with it. But what can she do? Nothing. Not that it stops Matthew going to see her. But Thomas is the root of the problem.
Do you think he's jealous? Is she a sweetheart?
He might make puppy dog eyes at her, but most of the time he just struts about like a peacock. I really don't think she's the problem.
I spoke with him briefly and he doesn't seem so horrible.
Then you ought to try working with him. He's a sneaky bastard and arrogant. You should see how he puffs himself up when he's off to play dice with Lawrence.
Who's Lawrence? Another mill hand?
Aye, but at the neighbouring mill. They call him the Wren. Damned if I know why. Thomas goes there to play dice with him.
And what do you want to do about it? Do you think you can come to an agreement?
No fucking chance. Matthew hopes so because he likes it here. It's true the work's better than the mines, but the play's worse.
So how do you plan on dealing with it? Leaving?
Perhaps. But first, I want to give Thomas a proper trouncing. I mean a real thrashing.
And you think that will help?
Maybe. Maybe he'll knock some sense into that fat head of his. Or he'll be too frightened to mess with me.
That might help.
So why don't you arrange a fight with him? If we win, he'll leave us alone. Oh, we could...
What?
We could lure him off someplace far away and then wait for him. Maybe to play dice with Lawrence. He would have to go through the dark woods.
I'll think about it. The monastery wants you to pay for treatment. That doesn't sound right.
Leave it be, Howell.
I won't. What happened?
We might have pummeled his face. But don't get involved, Henry. We'll settle it on our own.
Wait, who exactly did you pummel?
Well, he kept on bothering us and... in a nutshell, it was his fault and we're not going to talk about it anymore.
But couldn't there be a way to settle it? Maybe he'd let you off the...
There isn't.
All right, if you say so.
Goodbye.
Jesus, what have you been up to?
I've heard you don't have it easy here.
So you spoke to Fritz then? I bet that wasn't quite how he put it.
No, not quite. Apart from Thomas's name, the rest was mostly swear words.
I can imagine. I've been hearing the same from him all week. The foreman here is a pain in the arse. He's trying either to wear us to the bone or force us to leave.
Always forcing you to work, is he?
If only. That wouldn't be so awful. But nothing we do is good enough for him. There's always some reason for him to yell at us.
I can imagine.
You know what it's like. We do too little, and it takes us too long, and what we eat's worth more than the work we've done, and it's no fun listening to that sort of shit day after day.
And the miller won't stick up for you. I would have thought all the yelling would drive him mad.
Not really. He trusts that loudmouth bastard more than us. He's got us down for a pair of parasites.
I see.
What's so stupid is the mill really needs us. They haven't had any hands here for quite a while, and the mill needs a lot of fixing. But with them around, we can't even get to work.
And you definitely don't... You don't ever provoke him?
I've already told you once, he's an arsehole. I'd say there's nothing we can do about it. If he wants to yell at us, he'll yell at us.
Have you tried talking with him?
What do you think? But that just sets him off. He starts saying we're practically bandits, and what he's going to do about it. That gets Fritz going, and he starts yelling too, and...
I'd never have guessed he's like that.
Well, get a job here as a hand, and you'll soon see.
And what does he do during the day? Does he work with you?
Good one. He keeps his eye on everything, but his hand only touches the saw when the miller shows up, which isn't that surprising.
Why?
The last time he did anything, he almost took his thumb off with a chisel. I wouldn't put an axe in those paws of his either.
So he's clumsy and arrogant. That's what you said about your last master, that Nimoy.
Aye, but at least you could sneak away from old Nimoy for a bit. No chance of that around here.
And what do you want to do about it? Just run away?
Actually, I'd like to stay here, at least for a bit. I never would have thought I'd like working in a mill, but not with him around. It's unbearable, and there's no one I can complain to. But you could.
Me? Do you think they'll listen to me?
They did once already, didn't they? They hired us because of you. You could have another word with them.
Back then, making promises was enough. Now, it will be worse.
You can forget about the miller. It's Thomas you need to convince. The miller takes his opinion seriously. So, will you do it for us? Again?
Fine. I'll try and talk to him.
I'm glad. But try not to get on his wrong side. You won't get anywhere with him then.
I'll keep that in mind.
See you later.
God be with you.
So what do you think about the workers I brought you?
If I hadn't put in a good word for them, the miller would have thrown them out by now.
I heard them say something else.
So they're complaining, are they? I provide for them, and all they do is slack off.
Isn't it the miller who provides for them?
He can't manage the work anymore. If it weren't for me, there'd be nothing left standing around here.
But you need the help anyway. And they're pretty handy.
Maybe, but they're in no danger of overworking themselves. They act like they're too good for the mill, and I saw them eyeing up Jane.
Nothing strange about that. She's a pretty girl, and she's of an age to marry.
It's not marriage they've got on their minds. They'd have their way with her, then before her belly started to grow, they'd have run for the hills.
Look, we can reach an agreement. You need the mill fixed, they need the money. If they have peace to do their work, they'll be able to finish it faster.
But...
And then they'll take their groschen and leave. The mines will open again, and the faster they get their money, the quicker they'll be gone.
But do you really think I can trust them to do it? Will they do their work and leave? And leave Jane alone in the meantime.
Now,
Then why the...
it's not like you do anything anyway.
Listen, I was being pretty reasonable.
We need to pick a place for the fight.
That's
Do
what...
you have any idea what...
There's a place...
Good.
Fine.
Take your pick.
Why not? It's been a pleasure.
Jeez.
I've heard... Oh,
If only. That would...
okay.
And no, what's...
And you definitely... Have you tried talking with him?
What do you think? But that just sets him off. Well,
And what does he... Why?
the lot.
So,
Aye.
and what do you...
Actually,
Me?
they did once...
Back there?
You can...
Fine. I'll keep that.
Bye.
I hope I can be of some humble service to you.
Are you happy with your new workers?
They're good carpenters, but someone constantly has to stand behind their backs and keep an eye on them.
Really?
Yes. When I'm there with them, everything goes smoothly. But the moment I leave, I hear Thomas yelling.
Heard.
I don't know what I'd do without Thomas. He keeps an eye on everything for me now. The mill wouldn't function without him.
Thomas has problems with carpentry.
You're right. You should hear him cursing when he has to turn his hand to it. He knows he'll never be a real miller.
What, just because of that?
No. He's not too skilled at handling the water wheel and the mill run either. He can wield a shovel well enough, but otherwise I have to keep telling him how to do things.
So he's not been foreman too long?
No. My son used to run the mill, but then his wagoner returned with him inside it. It'll be a year ago now, come spring.
I'm sorry.
Me too, boy. And after Martin was gone, the other workers left and only Thomas stayed. I don't know what I'd do without him.
What happened that day? Wagons don't overturn themselves.
He was transporting new stone blocks for the mill and he had to take a detour. Since the wagon was too heavy for the Ford, it was after a downpour. The load must have slipped and the whole wagon fell on him. I pray it was quick.
So he was alone, with no one to help him.
Of course not. Thomas was there too. He helped Martin to load the wagon in Sassar, and both of them set off back.
Just the two of them. No one else was there.
No, they always did it that way. Martin didn't like dragging people where it wasn't necessary, when they could be doing work elsewhere. But if I had been there with them, maybe he'd still be alive. Thomas couldn't pull the wagon off him. He ran for help, but it was already too late.
I'm sorry. But I'm sure he's in God's kingdom now.
He was a good boy, a kind soul.
Have you been without carpenters for a while?
A long time. Since winter, it's been just me and Thomas.
Nobody stays around.
No. These days, it's hard to find a man you can rely on. Young lads today are bone idle. None of them wants to do an honest day's work.
And how many have actually worked here?
About half a dozen, maybe more. We always put up with them till the most urgent work was done, then sent them packing.
And what about Jane? Didn't she have a husband by now?
What are you trying to say?
A pretty girl like her is ripe for marriage.
With a large dowry because she comes from a mill? Well, she had herself a man once, but he ran away during the winter.
Does everyone
He
run
wasn't
away?
up to the work either.
And how long did he last?
You know, he was here for a while. But back then my son was a foreman and he was a kindly son. Too kind. He never threw anyone.
So everyone started leaving when Thomas took over.
Well, Thomas is a dog on slackers. And just as well. Maybe it's harsh, but that's what you need nowadays. If we don't mill, folk don't eat.
So the moment Thomas became mill foreman, everyone started running off. Not one man could stand it here, even if they had a chance to marry Jane. Don't you think Thomas might be doing it on purpose? Sounds to me like he's after the mill, or your daughter, or both.
That's not like him. He's a good man and straightforward. He knows I can always send for a new mill foreman.
And Jane,
Don't worry about her. She'll wed whoever I approve of, even Thomas if he asks for her hand. At least with him, I know he won't leave the mill.
indeed, why would he once he's got rid of everyone else?
That's enough. I don't know why you're trying to slander Thomas, but I don't mean to listen to it any longer. Take care now.
I heard what you asked my father. You can't expect help from him. He's none too sharp these days.
And can you help me?
No. Nobody listens to me. But I wanted to say that Thomas does do it on purpose. He did it the same way before.
Why?
Because he's afraid if someone comes who's more skilled, father will notice and give his job to the newcomer.
And your father lets him? Can't he something?
He probably could, but he doesn't want to. My brother was the mill foreman before him, but last year a wagon overturned on him, broke his back. It broke my father too. And Thomas was here the longest. He was always close to my brother, so father chose him as the mill foreman.
And Thomas doesn't listen to anyone. Can't you persuade him?
No. He keeps looking my way and tries to be nice, but he doesn't care what I've got to say. When I tell him something, it goes in one ear and out the other.
And this probably won't end well. What happened to your brother?
And what does that have to do with this?
I don't know. You mentioned it, so I was just wondering.
There's not much to tell. A stone block that was loaded wrong, slippery ground after rain, and when the wagon overturned on him, there was no one around to help.
What do you mean, no one? Surely he wasn't alone.
No, he had Thomas with him. But Thomas couldn't lift the wagon off him, and by the time he found help, it was too late. And as if that wasn't bad enough, someone robbed my brother while Thomas was looking for help.
Someone robbed him after he was dead.
I don't know. But they took a mottled scarf which I gave him as a keepsake. He laughed when I gave it to him. He said it would make him look like a fop. He still wore it all the time. And someone must have thought it was worth stealing.
But who'd steal a scarf?
Why are you asking me? When they brought him back here, he didn't have it. That's all I know.
I'm sorry about what happened to him.
Me too. But it was his own fault. He brought more people with him. He'd still be alive. He was too kind when he was in the mill.
I understand.
Ow!
You incapable cretins. incapable cretins.
Quite a bit difficult to pickpocket. He was round a bit too much.
Hey, I see a thief! Oh! Hey, come here, quick!
Jeez.
I've heard.
See,
Always. And then.
No, what?
And you.
What? Well,
What? So, and what? Mate,
they did.
But
You,
I'll keep.
see you later. Hey. Jesus.
I've heard you don't
See,
Oh, okay.
you know.
And then.
No.
And you.
Well,
What? So,
aye.
and what? Mate,
They, you,
I'll keep copy with you.
Welcome, Henry.
got bellyache, have you? That's nasty. Jesus.
I've heard.
See,
Always.
okay. You,
And the men.
no. What?
And you.
I've
Have you.
what? Well,
What? So, and what? Mate,
they, you,
I'll copy with you.
I mean, there's an easier way of checking his thing. Guess we'll just do that. And to avoid that, yeah.
Welcome, Henry.
I'm honored.
Are you there?
Yeah,
You're. So, what happened?
it,
Just a.
no, but it, It was a...
Have you... No... And how about...
With
So...
well,
So... And...
don't... That's it. Take care now.
I heard what you asked.
And you... What? And you're...
Keep it.
And... What?
And what?
I...
There's-
What's...
No,
Someone...
I don't.
And so... I am...
Oi!
This is going to be very stressful.
Is that some...
Go and bother someone younger.
Where's the dog? Can I hear the tricks? Chain.
Capable cretins.
Go and bother someone younger.
Slackers!
Oh, thank you.
God watch over you, good knight, especially in these dark times. Can I do something for you?
You're probably interested in what Thomas was hiding, aren't you?
I certainly am interested, especially in how you came to know.
I saw it as it fell out of his pouch, and,
Show it to me.
Isn't this your brother's scarf?
That's it. Where did you get it?
As I said, Thomas had it.
He did? And what did he have to say about that?
Nothing. I came straight to you.
Oh. I suppose I'll have to decide what to do about it. But I'm grateful you brought this, and maybe... Never mind.
What is it?
I was thinking you could go to him and tell him I have the scarf. But I think I'll handle it another way.
As you wish. I'll go then.
Take care.
Why am I accused of a crime? Like, what did I do?
Go and bother someone younger.
Hey, how'd you get so fucked?
He won't be bothering you anymore. I found something out about him, and he disappeared rather than having to explain himself.
He ran away?
Yes. Over the hills and far away, it seems.
So how the hell am I supposed to pay him back, you idiot? Now I can't punch him in his god-awful face. I'd have to go and hunt him down.
True, but now he can't come back to the mill, and he has no work. That's worse than any beating.
Maybe, but I won't get the satisfaction of seeing it. I should have arranged a fight with him. That would have been better for everyone.
God be with you.
Jesus, what have you been up to?
Problem solved. He won't bother you again.
Really? How'd you pull it off?
I found out he has a soft spot, and I gave it a good poke.
I'd love to know what you found out about him.
It doesn't matter. But it was enough for him to pack his things and disappear.
Jesus, must have been something terrible. So he's really gone?
Yes. Now it's just you, so try not to misbehave.
You know us. We'd never do that. Thank you kindly, Henry. We owe you again. Here, it's not much, but it's all we have. Take care.
Hey,
I want to get better at fist fighting.
certainly.
I'd like to
Oh, what? Now.
I don't know why I'm tagged as being a criminal. Let's go handle it.
Surrender! You... I've got you, you bastard. Well, you won't forget...
Just my luck. Look, I can't tell you anymore. The fate of the whole empire hangs in the balance between King Wenceslas and King Sigismund. High politics, you know?
What's that?
Not a peep to anyone.
Well, I thought...
Hey!
That is... I had no idea. If that's how it is, of course you may go. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
The hell was that?
What have we got here? Entertainment. Great. Oh! Yeah! You're dead. Oh. God! Oh, what's up? Shit yourself? Alarm! Bring it on!
Yeah, fuck.
Boa, viejo!
What's the matter?
Go ahead and gather your strength.
Dear God.
Yeah.
Good afternoon.
Would you teach me something about medicinal herbs?
Certainly.
I'd like to practice.
All right. Now, may the
Would you teach?
Sir.
I'm interested.
All right. Now, take
Is there anything I can do for you?
As it happens, there is. Drahomira, a widow from Ledechko, requested my services. But it's a long way on foot, and me with my back in such dreadful pain. I simply can't face the journey.
All the way from Ledechko? What, they don't have a herbalist there?
They do, but she didn't want a local. She's a rich widow, inherited a butcher shop. You know how folks like to gossip, especially about anyone who's better off than them. Do you know anything at all about exorcisms?
Exorcisms?
You know, banishing ghosts, smudging, spells.
A haunted butcher shop? More than a day's work for me.
It's not a task to be undertaken lightly. This is a real ghost, the spirit of a dead man who hasn't found peace. In order to banish him from the world of the living, you'll need to do a few things.
Slit a black cock's neck on the poor soul's grave?
What a despicable thought! No. Do you know what smudging is? You'll need 10 poppies and some flowers from the deceased grave. Once you have all that, bring it to the house that's being haunted. Light it on fire, and the smoke will purge the place of any unwanted spirits.
Sounds like fun. I'll help you.
It's no game. It's a very serious matter. Drahomira was terrified, and these aren't forces to be meddled with lightly.
Fine. Is there anything else I should know?
That's a question for Drahomira. You'll find her in her cottage on the very edge of Ledechko. Good luck, then. Good luck, then.
we do something about the price?
Well, we...
Is this enough?
Come now, just...
Very well.
Powder made of the bones of...
Good day to you.
Would you teach me?
Certainly.
I'd like to.
First, you have...
Well,
Good luck to you.
God watch over you, good night, especially in these dark times. Can I do something for you?
the herbalist Kunhuta sent me. I'm here because of the ghost.
You don't look like you know a thing about ghosts. Why didn't she come herself? Why did she send someone so young instead? Do you know anything at all about exorcisms?
She was in too much pain to make the journey. But you can trust me. I know what I'm doing.
You'd better. Well, get to work then.
There's a few things I need to know first.
I'd rather you just got on with it. But I don't suppose I've got any choice. So ask.
What exactly has been going on?
It happens at night. Every night now an apparition comes to me and I can't get a wink of sleep. I can't take it anymore.
Whose ghost is it?
His name was Alois and he had a farm not far from Ledechko. A few years ago, his farmhouse burned down with him in it.
I've heard that people who die such horrible deaths seldom rest in peace. Why do you think he chose you of all people?
How am I supposed to know? Maybe because we're neighbors. We grew up together as children.
I suppose that makes sense. Where is Alois buried? For the exorcism, I'll need flowers from his grave.
He's laid to rest in the Sasau cemetery by the wall. His grave is a bit overgrown with vines. I've been there a few times for a visit. The first day he appeared, I prayed at his grave, but he came again just the same.
I know everything I need to know.
Then for God's sake, perform the ritual as soon as possible. May the Lord watch over you.
Want to earn a bit of coin? Stop and talk a while at least. He's here!
You're dead!
Fucking hell!
All right, enough!
found it. Now to pick the flowers.
I mean, where are the flowers? Here it is.
Right. Now back to Drahamira so I can get this thing over with.
Be all you have. You're dead.
Hold that cock.
You'll pay for that.
I'm going to enjoy this.
God.
What's going? Well, I never. The pig turns up willingly for the slaughter. Hell!
found it. Now to pick the flowers. Right. No. Look what I've got. You'll love. I'm back with the incense. Can we begin?
Good. Let's go to the cross in the bedroom. Well, what are you waiting for?
I feel a bit out of my depth. This is my first time.
Now you tell me. Well, get started. You've got the flowers, so it has to work.
Well, here goes. Pater noster quies incarnis sanctificator omen tuum.
Are you sure you're saying that right?
Shh! Mustn't be interrupted. In nominate parties et filiis et spirits etc. Ave Maria, gratia, plenti, dominatrix tecum. Glory be to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. O Lord, may he rest in eternal peace, and may eternal light guide his way. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please God, I can finally sleep in peace at night. Come by tomorrow to see if it works.
Jesus, not as shallow as it looks.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
What's that? Hey, who's there? Who's... What's... Hey. To arms! Get over here! Hey, all of you! Gather here! Raise the alarm! Well, I...
Here.
What's going on there? Hey! What are you doing? Tired of life? Over here! Where is everyone? Quick! What's going on? To arms! Get over here! Raise the alarm! Watch out! To arms! Get over here!
Good friend. That's my... Sick?
Who's there? Who's
There we go.
Welcome, Henry!
How are you? I've got that meat for you here.
Excellent. Show me what you got. Thanks, Henry. We'll get lots of supplies for this. I've got another job for you. The innkeeper had a bit of a row with his wife and wants to make up. She's very fond of venison sausages, so he asked me what I could do.
Venison I can get, but he can make his own sausages.
Naturally, just get the meat.
Take care. Slave scum. Curses. I'll let you burn them. You're weak at the knee. Jesus Christ! I'll stab you.
I'll be with you.
So I got the game goods for you, Master Butcher.
Let's take a look at it then. Looks good. Here's something for your effort. I've got another order. There's demand for deer kidneys. Can you handle that?
Sure.
Good luck then.
Where's the grindstone? Reputation, food and poisoning, not picking. Did I? Equipment maintenance. Here we go. No, that's.
I am on. God be with you.
Yep.
My respects.
Can we do...
Well,
What about this?
That's not enough. Aye, for that.
Honestly, kind of surprised I didn't get caught.
What the?
Hey, lad, you can't be serious. Sleeping in other people's beds. Get out of here, hey? God be with you. Hey,
own the place? Snoring here? Clear off! What do you think this is, an inn? Get the hell out of here!
Just gonna wait out here. I'll pick up this quest and then another probably.
So, did it work? Is your home free of the ghost?
Oh, you're here, are you? You're lucky I didn't have to get you myself. No, it didn't work. The spirit came just the same as before, and I didn't sleep a wink.
So you're saying I won't get my reward?
You get paid for results, my dear, and I haven't seen any yet. At least now I know that old wives' lore doesn't help. Go and see Apothecary Coniash in Ratai. I hear he's familiar with all manner of magic.
Fine. I'll go and see the apothecary. Hopefully we'll come up with something that works.